Back in 2006, the Bush administration passed something known as the Supporting Healthy Marriage Act. And what they did is they spent hundreds of millions of dollars on promoting marriage among the poorest people in the country because they thought that marriage was the answer to solving poverty.
I love this story because I covered it when they did that. And I said, that is the most ridiculous idea I've ever heard. You can't just say, oh, okay, hey, Bob and Susie, you guys are poor? Well, get married and everything will be fine. No, I mean, it's just not how it works.
It's the dumbest thing. Okay, look, just to give you a sense of how stupid it was, they took money out of welfare programs, food stamp programs, in order to fund this nonsense. So they actually took money away from programs that really do help people who are in poverty to fund something that has absolutely no science behind it, right?
And so what happened?
They found out years later, and by the way, Barack Obama in 2010 re-signed this.
Of course!
Reauthorized
Of course he
Okay.
did! Of course he did. Okay,
So just recently, the Department of Health and Human Services found that this has been a complete and utter failure. In fact, couples are more likely to divorce because of this.
Oh, but of course, if you give them a financial incentive to get married when they weren't necessarily going to get married in the first place, that doesn't make a healthy marriage. That doesn't make a healthy family. And are they more likely to get divorced? Of course they got married for the money. Of course they're more likely to get divorced. Come on, it doesn't take a genius to figure this out. Yet we had the Bush administration use hundreds of millions of dollars for it, and the Obama administration, for fear that they would ever be criticized by a single Republican, of course, goes along with it.
Now, we always talk about Barack Obama and the 5% change that he has brought along with him. And here's another perfect example of that. Because while the Bush administration wanted to focus these funds on religious organizations educating couples on either how to stay together or to get married, what Obama did is he said, okay, I'm going to reauthorize this, but you guys have to take the religion part out of it, right? So counsel these couples, counsel people who had children out of wedlock and convince them to get married, whatever you want to do, but make sure that you focus on how to help them get employment rather than on religion. So that's something.
Now that's a good change.
We can believe it.
Now, like, overall the program makes no sense, and you should have scrapped it.
Yeah.
But the change he made is pretty good. Did it have, in the end, did it matter? No, because the program sucked. It didn't make sense.
You know, there was a program done in Minnesota accidentally that actually did help poor people, right?
Because God forbid we should ever help poor people on purpose.
This is an incredible story. I didn't know about this till today, but in 1994, there was a successful accidental social program. Minnesota accidentally reduced the divorce rate among poor black women by allowing them to keep some of their welfare benefits when they went to work rather than cutting them off. During the 3-year experiment and for a few years afterwards, the divorce rate for black women in the state fell 70%. The positive effects on kids also continued several years later.
Wow. So why was it an accident? They didn't mean to pass it?
No, they didn't mean to pass it. I guess there was a lack of oversight and they didn't realize that they were still giving out these welfare benefits to people who had already found jobs.
I love that the one successful program we have is the one that was passed by accident. They're like, damn it, that one slipped out. It actually helped people. Okay, and I don't believe a single corporation was helped by that. Damn it! Okay, that was a big oversight on our part.